Okay, I wanted to give some reasons of why I think Marilyn Monroe is actually a really good role model. And I actually got this off of Tumblr, but I find it credible, so good enough for me. She is one of the first women to start her own independent production company. She earned her way to stardom without sleeping with executives for roles, so she didn't sleep with people to get her job, like everybody thinks she did. And she didn't. She didn't go that way like other people did. She refused to date people for publicity just because the 20th Century Fox wanted her to. So they wanted her to date somebody, and she's like, "Nah, I'm not going to date them just because you tell me to. I'm going to date whoever I want to." She left 20th Century Fox because she refused to let them get away with treating her badly and paying her a tiny wage just because of her dumb blonde image. She was only paid a fraction of her co-star's wage, even though she was the star of the movies and the biggest office pull, but still went ahead with the movies because she was so passionate about her acting. So she didn't even care about how much money she made, even though she made less than the co-stars or whatever. She just really, really liked acting. She studied method acting at the Actors Studio with Lee Strasberg, who said that she was one of his best students along with Marion Brando. She had a personal library of over 500 books and rarely read fiction. She was desperate to learn and educate herself, so she didn't even read fiction books. And she had like 500 of them, so I would say that's pretty smart. That's not really a dumb blonde kind of thing. Was sexually abused as a child, but went on to encourage the sexual liberation of women in the 1950s. One of the first people to speak openly about sexual abuse. One of the first people to openly support gay rights. Wow, that's even back in the 1950s. Supported many charities such as Milk Fund, March of Dimes, Arthritis and Rheumatism Foundation. She donated her time and money to these charities, visited orphanages and hospitals on her own time to surprise the people there, married one of the greatest literary minds of the 20th century, suffered 2 miscarriages and 1 epitotic pregnancy, and still put on a brave face for her fans. So, wasn't she a role model? That sounds pretty much like a role model to me. And then it said this afterwards. It has a picture of her and some, I think her name is Ella Fitzgerald. She's African American. She's got short, like, little curls or whatever. Like, really short little grandma curls or whatever. Just kind of bigger. And she said, Ella Fitzgerald was not allowed to play at the popular Macambo in Hollywood because of her race. Marilyn, who loved her music and supported civil rights, called the owner of Macambo and told him that if he booked Ella immediately, she would take a front table every night. The owner said yes, and Marilyn was there at the front table every night, and after that, Ella never had to play a small jazz club again. And it says, quote, she was an unusual woman, a little ahead of her times, and she didn't know it. Ella Fitzgerald about Marilyn Monroe. And I think that is just amazing. Like, people say she's a really bad person or whatever, and she did bad things, and I mean, I know she, like, died of, like, drugs or whatever or something, but I feel like those are really good, like, reasons to be a role model. Marilyn says subscribe to my channel if you like random videos.